Welcome back, YouTube fans. Tim Cooper's Automotive. Got this 99 GMC Yukon Denali and 5.7. And the complaint on this car today was that the alternator, well, the battery light came on. Start it up, I'll show you that. And we'll proceed on how we're going to check this out. Right there, you can see that battery light's on. Without a doubt, got it running, so we want to go out and see if our alternator's charging. Let's walk up front. We're going to walk back and forth a little bit. Got my little electronics alternator battery tester here. Connect that, positive and negative. Flip it up. I just want to read voltage output. 11.92 should be at least 13.8 to 14.2, so we are definitely not charging one iota on this thing. So let's find out why. Do we have a bad alternator, or do we have something else going on? Lift that key off, get that engine sound down. I printed a wiring diagram of the alternator system here. This does not have the dual alternators on it, but obviously your big red wire is 12 volts, we all know that. Then you got your gauges fuse, which is number 4 fuse, 10 amp, 12 volts to our alternator, and obviously a ground when it goes bad to turn the alternator light on. So what we need to know is fuse number 4 good? I can do that with a simple test light, cheap test light. Let key on. Here's our instrument panel, fuse panel right there. And fuse number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 amp right there. And we have voltage, as you can see, across our fuse on both sides, so our fuse is good. I'm going to unplug this connector right here. I'm going to use a voltmeter. The old Vantage. The light quit working in this Vantage, but. And we're on DC volts. I'm going to ground one side on the battery. Take that plug, lift that up. So this is a blue lead, but it's actually a positive. I'm going to just kind of touch it on there. I'll look at this meter and look for basically what our battery voltage is. See what we got. We got 11.7, so we got battery voltage on this wire. We have a bad alternator for sure. We plug this wire in, and you tested it here now. I believe you're going to see ground. Let's find out. I'm going to poke a tiny hole in it. I don't like to, but we'll seal it back up. And I got to get to the positive side. There you go. So we have definitely have a bad alternator on this thing. I'm going to take it off next. Get it out and have it repaired, and then bring it back. So I'll show you how we take it off. Typically, yes, you should disconnect the battery to be safe. Sometimes I won't, just to save the memory of the system. But disconnect your positive battery lead. I'm going to take that plug back out of the alternator in the back. Right there. I don't have my good light here today. I think it's on that other truck. Anyway, I'm going to take this wire off here. I'm going to take this battery cable off right here. Alright, so we got the wire unplugged here. We've got to take the power wire off of the alternator battery wire right here, and that's 13 millimeter. Let me turn my light on. Sort of is, isn't it? Does that help us a little bit? There. Okay. So let's get that battery wire off. Let's place this over to the side. Alright, so we got to get the belt off. That's right down here on this belt tensioner, and it's a 3/8 regular ratchet that you can just stick into that hole on the belt tensioner and pull. Alright, belt's out of the way. Now we got 13 here, 13 in the back, 13 on the bracket, and the 13 down there that we've got to get out. So we'll start with this one on the back of the alternator right here. Get that out of there. There's 13 in the front right here that we're getting out. Right there. That's the longer one. Got one more short 13 in the back of this alternator right here. So we'll get to that. And we should have one more in the front down low. It's right there. We've got to take this one out. Move your fan around so you can get the other long bolt out. Putting everything up there. Now, they do stick in there a little bit, so pry bar getting up underneath this edge right here, and I'm just lifting the alternator up, and it's stuck in the other side too, so we may have to do a little more persuading on the back side. That side, and right down in here. This AC hose is kind of binding us there a little bit. I'm going to take it out of that, give us a little bit more room. Try it out, falls back in. Okay, there we go. Got our alternator off. It's going out to the rebuilder. Probably just a bad electronic rectifier in it. And so when I get it back, we'll put it back on, we'll show you it charging, and we'll conclude the video. Be back soon. Alright, we've got our alternator back. We didn't do the cleanup and all that, just repaired what was bad internal, put it back together. The blown diode in it also had a bad regulator for the charging in it. So let's get this started. One of the things that I do, making it easier on the install, you see these little sliding tabs right here. You got that one, and you got that one. And when you put the bolts, they press up against the alternator, but when you're putting them back in, you want to knock them back. Give yourself some room if they move. There we go. Yeah, so you move those back. Helps and ease installing the alternator back in. So let's take this thing and set it down in there. Get our bolts started. See how that just gets in there so much easier. You remember when we take it out, we had to pry it out of there. And we'll lift it up, starting all of our bolts in it before we tighten up anything. short one goes up top in this little bracket back here. And our bottom one down here. Get everything tightened up. Alright, get our regulator plug plugged back in. Get our power wire to our alternator back on. There. Add a little lock washer. And here's 13 to tighten that up. And again, don't over tighten that. Set our protective cover, protective boot over the top of that. And typically too, if the batteries run down low enough, you'll want to charge it up. You don't want the alternator to do all the work of charging the battery back up. So we got that all connected. I've got to connect our battery positive wire back to it. And put the belt on. And then we're going to retest this thing. Then I'll go around my bolts and I'll recheck them and make sure that they're all tight. So last video was kind of funny. Guy says, the Andy Dick of auto mechanics. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if I like that. Anyway, maybe because I tell a joke or two, I don't know. I don't think I look like him. Alright, so back down to our tensioner here. Flip that socket around. Ratchet. Must have changed ratchets. And I usually put the belt back on a smooth pulley. Makes it easier to slide on. Make sure that you're in all your grooves. Back on all your pulleys, and we are. So we're going to start this vehicle up. Check our voltage charge and see what it looks like. Let's remove some of this stuff. So contact. Okay, let's see what we're charging. I can hear it, so I know it's activated, it's igniting. We're charging 14.4. Roll around there a little bit. That looks good. Come inside. And you're going to see that the no longer have a battery light on. So that's a fix on an alternator on a 1999 Yukon Denali. One of the things that's kind of interesting, I see customers, the light comes on and it says battery. So they think, my battery's bad. Guys, it doesn't know anything about your battery. Battery light's coming on because the alternator's got an issue. Not that the battery's bad. So remember that, you get a battery light on, not your battery. Something wrong with the charging system. Alright? For you do-it-yourselfers that are out there. Again, thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel. Tim Cooper, Cooper's Automotive, and we're signing off. See you next time.